for more. Lacing up the boots and calling plays. Debates and laughs for all the days. From Fenway Park to Derby Run, sports talk magic just begun. Woody Lou, sports and you, sideline stories coming through. Every cheer, heartbeat soar, tune in now, we'll give you more. Celtic screams to Wildcats roar, touchdowns, goals, and so much more. Grab a seat, enjoy the ride, Woody Lou right by your side.
The views expressed by the hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Department of Defense, the U.S. government, or any of its agencies. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. No attorney-client relationship is formed by providing this information, and nothing herein should be relied upon as legal counsel. For legal advice specific to your situation, please consult a qualified attorney. Good pop. That's a good pop for episode 41. We needed that, Braxton. Some pre-show chaos, as is the norm for Woody Lou, Sports and You, but we're back, and you are back in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'm going to hand it over to you, Braxton.
Just to be clear, this is not going to be my final setup. That we had a time getting on air as my dog tripped over a wire, which then had a domino effect. Rube Goldberg, or whatever that guy's name is, if you will. I'm covered in water. My carpet is stained. My chair is stained. Things aren't great. So
you got a thick mustache and a Kentucky blue hat on.
Yeah, I'm getting live production from our producer that our audio is not working. So I don't know if we're being trolled. It's a big show. We have a lot of people viewing in who don't typically view in, so it would be par for course for our audio to be disrupted.
Our audio's not working. Oh, no.
That's what I'm being told. If we can get someone in the chat to tell us if they can hear us, that'd be great. I'm going to assume if no one responds, that means they can't hear us.
I don't even know what, like, everything's good on the our sound. I got the sound bars going.
Producer saying that they can hear us now, so just false alarm. Just one more thing to throw it our way. I think from now on, listen to this. I have Halloween sugar cookies getting cooked up in the oven right now. I'm hoping once my beautiful wife, who we're celebrating 6 years of marriage tomorrow, once she gets done doing some projects she's doing, she'll serve me some of those cookies during the show, and I'm going to be very happy. It's going to be a good time.
You're going to need that pick-me-up. And happy anniversary to Braxton and Kaylee. And we got some chatter in the chat giving us Lima Charlie's Braxton. So we got Angela Lockhart and Miss Patsy Gudgel, our number one longtime listener. We are Lima Charlie.
Good to go. If Patsy can hear us, that's all that really matters.
That's all that really matters. So, Braxton, we do have a busy show. Do we want to kick off with your fantasy football commissioner notes?
So, I'll set the stage. I'm going to send another text in our Sunkel 26 group chat.
I'm happy we can actually give the name of the league.
Once you have a federal, once you have a Department of Justice ID number, I think it's fair game at that point. But yeah, fantasy football is upon us. We are getting very close. As longtime listeners know, I'm an owner, or a commissioner rather. Dan's an owner. I'm a commissioner and owner of the league, the Sunkel Football League on ESPN Fantasy. And as we enter our third year, some decisions had to be made. We were a 13 team league. We have dropped down to 12. We have relegated / canceled 4 owners from last year. And we have introduced 4 new owners to our league. Some other notable changes: we are going to a league of 12, 4 new owners, 4 owners gone.
And we have lost Braxton. He is gone. Oh, maybe he's back. Braxton, you're back.
So we're also so top half of the league, 6 teams will make the playoffs. Another note, Dan, is we're running Spectrum Wi-Fi here in Kentucky. We were Xfinity members down in Georgia, so we'll see how the Spectrum Wi-Fi cooperates.
Well, he already dropped you once, so we got 1 strike.
So that's good for Spectrum. You get what you pay for. So please sponsor us. So yeah, we're gonna have the top half of the team, 6 teams will make the playoffs. We have some polls that are be coming out. Kulu, one of our owners, he's complicating the group chat because his green message is making it impossible for me to do, easy, digestible polls. I want to do polls on like, hey, do we change from a trophy league to a money league? Hey, should we do a punishment, or what should we do? So I gotta work some ways for us to come together on that and have a 3/4 majority ruling. But you, Dan, came up with we're all kind of dislocated, so we couldn't meet up. You came up with a phenomenal way for us to all kind of rally behind something outside of ourselves that we all can still congregate and discuss through our group chat to decide our draft order, Dan. So please tell us about this great idea you brought to the commissioner and I signed off on.
Yeah, so this is just a fun way to do the draft order. I know a lot of leagues just do like previous year, like reverse, so last place gets first pick. But in other leagues that I've done, to make it a little more interesting, there's a random drawing. So right before the start of the NFL season is the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So what better way to celebrate the biggest Little League baseball event in the world than to rest our fantasy football futures on 11 and 12-year-old young boys. So we will be randomly drawing and assigning a Little League baseball team to each member of the league, and how well your Little League baseball team does in the World Series will be your draft position. So ties will be broken first by runs scored. So whoever has more runs scored for the same record. And if that is tied, then we'll go to runs against. Actually, are you frozen?
No. No. I was reading the comments. Gavin's comment, my Dollar General Wi-Fi. That was good. I appreciate that.
So do we want to do the spin the wheel for each person, or we wait till the end so we make them watch the entire episode?
There's I wish we were in a position to add teasers. I also wish we were in a position to where all of the owners in the league would come onto the show. I don't think either's going to happen. I think we give the people what they want, and I believe I'm going to assume Gavin's watching on his TV and Margaret Ann is watching with him. So there's 2 viewers right there. Mm-hmm. Margaret Ann, could you please take your phone out and also watch it on your phone? That'd really help the algorithm. That'd be cool. But I think we might have a majority. I know the Mad Hatter's gone to sleep. He told me he has an early morning, so he's already going to bed, and he'll just find out. I know last year's champion, Mason McGregor, is watching the Odyssey. He decided to go and see the Odyssey during the live show.
I mean, he'll have I imagine him having an AirPod and his phone up in the middle of the Odyssey. That would be a true Woody Lou Sports and News super fan.
You would think the winner of last year's league would be that committed, because he's already dropped the Drake back-to-back link in the group chat, so he's prepared to win once again.
And we got Bryce Kelly, TAC B7W. He in.
Yeah, so Bryce Kelly's in.
Welcome, Bryce.
Mackenzie, if you're watching on Bryce's phone or the TV, can you also put it on your phone? That'd be sick. We got a lot of couples in the. So I think we're good, Dan. Just to set the stage, we have a wheel. And I'm going to say this, Dan, live. We'd had no pre-show production because we had brown water and real water spilled all over a brand new rug that we unboxed today before the show, so we were in shambles. The drawing order is going to be based off last year's finishers. So Mason gets the first draw, so on and so forth. And then for our 4 newcomers, it's alphabetical order by first name.
Yep.
So I believe Bryce would be the first one of the newcomers. My understanding, Dan, you have included both U.S. and international teams.
So all 20 teams are on the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel, and then as after each spin, that team's going to get removed. So I do need you, because I don't know if it will save. I need you to write down which. Okay, perfect.
Good.
I really hope this is live producing. I did a test run earlier today. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face.
And just so people know, this is a passion project that me and Dan really care about. And I know Dan on the technology side has put a lot of work in. We have honest hearts and try really hard for this. We get on 30 minutes before, didn't see my dog tripping on a wire, which has had just a grotesque effect. And we just moved into this new home. We have all this new furniture, and things just go haywire. But we best foot forward intentions are there. We're hoping that this goes smooth.
It will go smooth.
And I'm hoping
it'll go smooth. It's not good.
And I'm hoping that I pull the international Pacific Asian team.
Yeah. Well, there's 2. We got Japan and South Korea.
I'm really hoping for Japan or South Korea. I won't be picky. And so hopefully we get a good draw.
So we got in the chat, Margaret and Mackenzie both say, "Hey, Brax." So we got 2 more listeners. We're at an all-time high for concurrent viewers. So I think without further ado, let's get to the wheel. All right?
Let's do it. Mason's up on the clock.
Okay, Mason's up on the clock. So you have the order, right?
Yeah, I got the order. Mason's first.
Okay. Fingers crossed. I think it's going to work. Oh, yes. This is sick. Canada for Mason. Oh, that's a tough one.
That sucks. You work so hard and win the league just to draw Canada. That's
all right. You ready?
Yeah, Dan, you're up next.
This is my pick, right?
This is your pick.
Okay. Now this is a website. I haven't done anything to rig this. So as my disclaimer.
Okay. And the wheel is spinning. Don't want dead air for our Spotify listeners.
Oh no. Czech
Republic. That's rough.
That's
you hate to see that. They were in the WBC.
I'm pulling the plug on this broadcast. We got to start over. Okay, who's up next?
I am.
Okay, Braxton's up next.
Let's go. I've already looked up South Korea's roster. I'm familiar with their second baseman and shortstop, Jungho Lee.
Iowa.
Oh.
Not great.
Iowa.
Why
do I feel like you, me, and Mason have picked the most unathletic teams off the rip? Like if I'm Gavin or Bryce or Mackenzie, like I'm still feeling really good.
Oh yeah. Who's up now?
Kaylee's up next.
Oh, Kaylee. She's gonna get Japan. Watch this.
The wheel is spinning.
Oh, good.
Did she get California?
Yeah, she got California.
That's a good pull.
That's a good pull for Kaylee.
That's the best pull so far.
She earned it after her rug getting
Chula Vista. Kaylee used to win all the time. The blue and yellow Chula Vista. I don't know who's in it this year.
Okay.
All right, Gavin's up next.
Gavin. Okay, Gavin.
Did he get Ohio?
You got Ohio.
Oh, My Midwesterners are way better than yours, Gavin.
Let's see what we got in the chat. Gavin wanted Nicaragua, and Kaylee obviously very happy that she got California.
Gavin got Ohio, dude, nerd. You can go to Columbus.
All right. Who's up
Margaret
next?
Ann.
Margaret Ann.
Ann's up next.
Oh, she was so close. She got Pennsylvania. She was so close to Panama. I thought she was going to get Panama.
Well, I'll tell you this, Dan. Midwesterners are highly represented, and then you and Mason with the 2 international picks are probably the worst so far available. So
yeah, Canada and Czech Republic. Yeah. Okay.
And we got Kulu's up next.
Kulu's up. Kulu's gonna get something good. He's got a horseshoe up his ass.
Yeah, sure does. And the wheel spins. Nicaragua.
You got Gavin's pick, Nicaragua.
It's pretty close to Japan. Next, we got Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter needs a win here, dude. I hope he gets Japan.
I feel like there's all pretty good teams left.
Yeah, they can't get much worse than Ohio. So,
it's a good pick. I think he's gonna like Panama. He can wear his Panama hat.
He does have Panama type style hats, so that
he's gonna
Panama's
be wearing
a good draw.
He's gonna be wearing that the rest of the month. The Mad Hatter in his Panama hat.
All right. Next, we got newcomer, new owner to the league, Bryce Kelly.
Bryce Kelly. Okay, step right up. Bryce Kelly. Oh.
New Jersey.
Did you watch their final? Their regional final?
I did watch New Jersey play some games, Bryce. Those are some scrappy boys who are going to leave it all out on the field for you. They're pretty cocky. And they got one kid who hits absolute bombs.
Yeah.
I think he hit he hit a moonshot, the Grand Slam walk-off. Was that the New Jersey team, I believe?
Well, I know he had their first 5 RBI in the regional final against Connecticut. And I'm pretty sure that they went undefeated the entire regional. That's a good team.
Yeah, New Jersey's a good draw. All right. Up next, we got first-time owner, welcome to the league, Chris Cowell.
Chris Cowell.
Australia.
Chris Cowell's going down under. Chris gonna watch all these games at the Louisville Outback.
The Louisville Outback. He's gonna have a blooming onion.
And a Foster's.
Yeah. All right, Australia, good. Next we
Australia
got
for Chris.
my sister-in-law Mackenzie Kelly.
We got some really good teams left on the board. Japan, Mexico, Curacao, Dominican Republic,
All
Texas,
the good teams are left on the
South
board.
Korea.
All the good teams.
Oh.
All right.
Japan.
With the first pick in the 2026 Sunkel draft, Mackenzie
That's
actually
right.
draws Japan. Congrats. Bijan Robinson is also off the board, so go ahead and start looking elsewhere if you thought you were going to draft Bijan.
We got some great chatter here. Gavin, wait till Wing Wednesday. Mackenzie and I am screaming at the projector at beefs over an Ohio error. That's the best part about this is you get so mad at 12-year-old boys.
So I was looking at rosters last night. I didn't look at Iowa, so I don't know who I'm working with yet. But we were looking at rosters, and I was talking to Kaylee. I was like, I can just see Gavin just drinking some Modelo's and just dog cussing some kid for a boot at second base or a throwing error trying to turn 2 on a big double play opportunity.
All right, who's up?
Last but not least, is our final newcomer to the league, the 12th man, Ty Stewart.
Ty Stewart. Okay, a lot of good teams left on the board. Good pick. Texas.
He's choosing Texas. I can tell, as the kids say.
All right, do a final rundown, Braxton. A recap.
All right. Mason, who won last year, drew Canada. Dan, Czech Republic. Myself, Iowa. Kaylee, California. Gavin, Ohio. Margaret Ann, Pennsylvania. Kulu, Nicaragua. The Mad Hatter drew Panama. Bryce Kelly, the scrappy guys up there in New Jersey. Chris Cow's going down under with Australia. Mackenzie has Japan and the first overall pick, it looks like. And Ty has Texas, courtesy of Ella Langley. I think, Dan, it is safe to say that of the international grouping, Mackenzie will at least – I think Mackenzie for sure secured herself a top 2 pick.
Yep.
To 3 pick, just based off who was drawn off the board and her being in the international bracket to start off. As far as everyone else, the only teams that I watch closely enough to have comment on is New Jersey. I know New Jersey's really good. So there might be some collusion early on as 2 people who share a bed having the first 2 picks. So that'll be interesting. But I have confidence that my boys over there in Iowa know how to play ball, and they really respect the game. They're going to come out pretty strong.
So I had ChatGPT pull a power ranking of this year's Little League World Series teams. It took a lot of editing of the prompt because they kept on putting teams that were not actually in the tournament. They kept on telling me Chinese Taipei was the overwhelming favorite. So I was like, they're not in it this year.
They always are.
So finally got the list. And Japan right now is ChatGPT AI has them ranked number 1, 14% chance to win, and 38% chance to be in the top 4. So I think Mackenzie's got locked up probably a top 4 pick. Then we got California is the 3rd power ranking, followed by Texas. Okay. Actually, Davenport, Iowa is they're 8 in ChatGPT's power ranking, Braxton, with a 5% chance to win it, 20% chance to be in the top 4, followed closely by Ohio with similar odds. Canada is 11th, New Jersey 12th, Pennsylvania 13th, then the Chris Cow 14 with Australia. And then the Czech Republic is all the way down at 18 with a 0.5% chance to win it all and a 4% chance to make it to the top 4.
That was the Czech Republic, you said?
That's my team, yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, Dan. Watching the Czech Republic in the World Baseball Classic, whenever you have people who work blue-collar trade jobs playing professional baseball against Shohei Ohtani, not great as far as their infrastructure for baseball development. But I know they're on the rise, so hopefully.
Yeah. I'm just going to start planning for that snake wraparound, my back-to-back first pick of the second round. So that's what I'm going to be going off.
So you're actually excited for the opportunity to have 2 back-to-back picks.
I think you got to make lemons or lemonade out of lemons, right?
Yes.
That was pretty fun. I'm actually pretty impressed with myself, Braxton. That went off without too many issues.
The fact that worked as flawlessly as it did, I'm very impressed. I guess I need to buy Iowa merch now. Do I need an Iowa Hawkeyes hat?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess that's like the next in order. Gavin, don't worry. I'll send you a big Ohio State hat via Amazon because I know you want to represent the Ohio Little League World Series team. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm really excited for the Little League World Series. And actually, Dan, before you even came up with this idea, ironically, even though we've been in the middle of a move, like when I have been watching TV, I have been watching a lot of the regional action, even the girls softball, which I'm this isn't a topic, just a quick note. Watching the girls softball, Kentucky was in the championship. I think the girls softball teams are better than the boys baseball teams. I feel like they were throwing harder as far as like
Interesting.
ratio. Yeah, the girls were. I felt a lot better. They seemed more mature on the diamond, which is appropriate. Girls are more mature than boys at that age. But I'm really excited for it. Hope Iowa pulls through, and I'm going to be really happy getting like the 5th pick in the draft, which in a snake is an absolute terrible place to be. So it's going to be a fun year.
And I think Mackenzie has the probably chat comments of the year with "I've never cared more about little boy baseball," and that's exactly what the point of doing this was. I'm gonna call my shot right now, little Babe Ruth, but I'm gonna feel pretty terribly if we go. So we can talk about this more, but if we're gonna be a trophy or a money league, if we go money league, I'm gonna feel pretty terribly just taking money out of the joint Lewis Capehart family as an outsider. So sorry, I'm not sorry to you all.
Dan, you have Esquire at the end of your name. I can assure you will not feel any guilt taking money from anyone's pockets. What I will say, and it's rich you're saying that. I can't wait for Mackenzie to sit. The picture Mackenzie's gonna send in the group chat when she's watching Japan in the championship, and like she's sitting on her couch eating like 2 rolls of sushi. That's really gonna hurt.
She's gonna have like a Miyagi-Do headband from
she's gonna order
Cobra Kai.
Sushi. Just make us so mad. Good for her.
She's gonna start a bonsai tree, like trimming a bonsai tree.
Oh man, good for her. That rocks. I love the league girls.
That's a great poll.
All right, there you go. There you have it.
Okay, so segueing from fantasy.
Hopefully, no one leaves. You guys are here for the show now.
Yeah.
So go ahead and lock in. Put us on mute, but just watch the next 45 minutes. Before you go anywhere.
Segueing from fantasy football to real football, NFL preseason. Braxton, I know you watched both the Bucks and your ex, the Tennessee Titans. So take it away.
Yeah, the Buccaneers look great. The only problem with the Buccaneers right now is I don't think they need a new head coach, but they need a rejuvenation. I think that starts with the front office doing the things that make sense, like ensuring they have their franchise quarterback in Baker Mayfield, still some contract disputes there. However, the backup quarterback looked good, team looked good, performed well. The real story in preseason, a couple things. One, the Bengals playing their starters and still looking like trash. Joe Burrow didn't perform overly well, and I don't believe they covered that 7-point spread. Additionally, the Titans. I did hate watch the Titans, and I got ahead of the hate watch of the Titans by texted you and let you know, like, just so you're aware. I was drinking a little bit that night. I was very heavily on Titan Twitter. I let everyone know on Titan Twitter how I felt because the idea that Cam Ward's any better than Will Levis is just absolutely heinous. Will Levis didn't play great. Here's the thing about Will Levis and Cam Ward. I'll give him the same benefit. They don't have anyone that can block. They are a team of people who cannot block. When you give your quarterback seconds to make a decision and you still can't rush because in the NFL, the pocket still needs to develop to a degree before you can scramble effectively. And the Tennessee offensive line does not provide that. I think Robert Saleh as a head coach is a joke. I think Brian Dable as the offensive coordinator in conjunction with Robert Saleh is a joke. None of it's going to work. I drove by the new stadium. I know you live down there. I drove by the new stadium for the first time a couple weeks ago. Stadium looks terrible. The new uniforms look terrible. They're missing the mark on everything, and I've never been more happy to rock the pooter and to be out of that absolute heinous thing. Gavin, if you're still listening, I got a really sick Johnny O, like the lightweight hoodie, but it's like the lightweight long sleeve and the hat. So I'm locked in for the season. I know Gavin has like the red version of that. So I'm really excited to be a Buccaneer. Hopefully we get Baker Mayfield locked in at some point. And I'm just happy for football in general.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting season. Did you as far as the Browns? I know you probably don't care too much about the Browns, but what the hell? Deshaun Watson starting for the Browns in their preseason game in the quarterback battle between him and Shador.
Yeah, well, the Brown, and they just signed Zadarius Smith out of retirement today. Uh, the Browns quarterback situation, they put themselves in that whenever they drafted Shador and Dylan Gabriel, while they had Deshaun Watson, who was going through a litany of personal issues off the field as well as injuries. I thought Deshaun Watson's comments in the preseason have been interesting. He's been very confident, talking about he's prepared to retire in Cleveland and he loves Cleveland. Him and his wife love Cleveland. Meanwhile, your franchise is drafting 2 rookie quarterbacks last year, and one of them obviously comes with a lot of pop culture baggage that's going to influence anything that the national narrative is on the team. So I don't have the stat line for you, Dan. I can't comment deeply on that, but the Deshaun Watson, Shador Sanders thing, I think the smart money you keep with Deshaun Watson purely out of the money invested. The amount of money invested in his contract and the idea that he thinks he's going to get a new contract with them is absolutely ludicrous. I'm not sold on Shador. I think Shador can be a decently quality backup for a place like Cleveland, but you go with Deshaun Watson, he needs to earn his reps back and he needs to earn a little bit of his reputation back along the way. So he should probably play all of the preseason games in some capacity, except for maybe the final one.
And then going to former Tennessee Titan, Marcus Mariota, his MCL injury. Did you see that?
Yeah, and that's a conversation, right? I was listening to ESPN radio, and Jordy Nelson was on discussing how he has torn his ACL in preseason and the injuries, and going from 4 games to 3 games is a very unfortunate situation, and it also shows the fragility of quarterbacks in the NFL and just how important a quality backup quarterback is. And it sounds silly. You make fun, just like I did, kind of tongue-in-cheek, making fun of the Browns in such a deep quarterback room. But you have to, because you have to secure your most important player in the field. In the NFL, I really believe that the most important player in the field is a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
With that said, it's still unfortunate. You never know what's going to happen. As someone who has suffered from an ACL tear, just like Gavin, who got Ohio, by the way, you don't know when it's going to happen. And it's unfortunate. MCL, Marcus Mariota is a good dude. He's on borrowed time anyway in the league, if you ask me, especially the way he plays. And hopefully he bounces back. And I could see this having some career-ending implications, just considering the way that he does play the position.
Yeah, and then more on him later, but the starter Jayden Daniels, just the way that he plays and kind of his build, Commanders need a solid backup. So that's going to be an interesting storyline, I think, during this preseason, like who they bring in, and then throughout the season, because at least Commanders football, and this is a shot at former Fantasy Football League member Colin, but it's whole, like Jayden Daniels is their entire offense.
I could see Will Levis being a landing spot for the Redskins.
The Redskins. So before we get to Jayden Daniels and his controversy, last preseason storyline that I want to bring up is Tua Tagovailoa and his first snap as a member of the Atlanta Falcons.
So Tua is taking a lot of shots right now. Before you discuss that, did you see? So Mike McDaniel, he's obviously the offense coordinator now up in Los Angeles, and him just watching the quarterback play there from Justin Herbert and the comments that he's making that are kind of like backhanded shots at Tua from an arm strength and capabilities perspective. Like, I feel bad because I'm not a Dolphins fan by any means. I didn't necessarily follow the Dolphins every play, but there for that one season, Tua and Mike McDaniel's, like, his crazy offensive play calling, his mastermind ability was always like what kept him in it. And obviously Tua had built a career on being able to come in and show up in the big moments counted. But Tua, I almost feel bad for him. Like, you can buy his Miami Dolphins jersey on Fanatics right now for like $15. Like, it's just a bad deal. And he goes to Atlanta, which is another weird quarterback room situation. Being an NFC rival with the Buccaneers, I'm happy for it, but also we still need to secure Baker before I get too happy. But they have a lot going on in Atlanta as per usual. And then the Broncos just absolutely boat raced them.
Yeah,
in Mercedes-Benz. So it was not a good look at any way you look at it.
Broncos are going to be good.
I think they are, unfortunately.
I mean, if blanking. Who's their starting quarterback? The guy
Bo
from
Nix.
Auburn. What's his name?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. If he's healthy, they go to the Super Bowl. It's not the Patriots last season.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of SEC quarterbacks and SEC football, controversy this past week with a former LSU Tiger and Heisman Trophy winner and number 5 at LSU, Jayden Daniels, getting all poopy pants that they gave his number to sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett.
You can't do it. And what I mean you can't do is you cannot have your legal or agent representation send official documentation to the university explaining the way that you feel about a situation and then see the public outcry and then try to defend it / explain it via Twitter from your personal account. And it's the classic, Dan. I love it so much. It's the something goes wrong. I say something that I shouldn't have said. Something gets out, and it's, hey, I know whatever, but I got a season I'm really focused on.
Yeah.
Well, are you really focused on training camp in the next season, or why is this coming out? Because I could be a quarterback, and I could have gone and played at Kentucky and could have crushed it, won a Heisman, didn't win a national championship, could have won a Heisman. I wore number 10, and then I go to the NFL, and it's preseason, and why would my agents or attorneys or whoever be concerned about the corner in 2026 wearing my number under a new coach, 2 coaches removed from who? Like, it doesn't make any sense. He clearly cared about it in some capacity where it became a thing. He got backlash. So I'm just worried about the Commanders' upcoming season. It was super lame. Everyone thinks it's lame, and the idea that he thinks he's in the same air as Joe Burrow is laughable.
Yeah, I can understand him feeling like disrespected, and I think the whole situation was poorly handled by, probably the Brian Kelly coaching regime, where they, without talking to Jayden Daniels, promising the number to DJ Pickett in his recruiting. Again, the consensus is that Jayden Daniels is nowhere near the rarefied air of Joe Burrow, Heisman winner. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hold on. But why do you have to promise it? And here's my thing. It's not Colorado. Coach Prime wants to retire people at Colorado, whatever. LSU was LSU before Joe Burrow, was LSU before Jayden Daniels. LSU, last I checked, there was not a jersey retirement ceremony in honor of Jayden Daniels. They brought him on the field at the 50-yard line and did a big ceremony and a luncheon. The idea, and I think this is I'm the man yelling at the clouds, and it feels like a generation thing, is the idea that, oh, well, I won the Heisman, I was that number, and then what is that? Who cares, dude? You didn't get your number retired. Yeah, in 15 years, when we look back and you had an awesome NFL career, you did great things for the university, you were an ambassador for Louisiana State University, we're going to retire number 5. Yeah, we can have that conversation. No one's going to remember the dudes who wore number 5 between when you graduated and you getting retired because you're Jayden Daniels. So it's ridiculous. And you look at the University of Kentucky, we haven't retired anyone in the Raptors for a basketball player since Tony Delk in the 90s. John Wall doesn't have his number retired. Anthony Davis doesn't have his number retired. Have you seen any of those guys come back and say, oh, well, why'd he wear number 23? No, it's lame, dude.
Yeah,
you're in the NFL.
It is.
Move on.
It is. And I think Joe Burrow's coming out the best from this because his interview, he was like, yeah, like they told me that the number wasn't going to get reissued, but things happen. I think the funniest part of this is that when Jayden Daniels came into the NFL, Trace Way gave him his number 5 because Daniels specifically asked for it, and Trace Way being a teen guy, according to Washington Commanders' website, gave it to him because he wanted to help usher in the team's new era. So I just think it's funny that Jayden Daniels is getting all poopy pants about his number going to some hotshot cornerback is going to help LSU win games, his alma mater, and he was given the number. Someone else had it.
Well, yeah, that begs two things, right? Like, if he really cares about LSU, and because in theory, him caring about who wears the numbers, him caring about LSU as well. And if you really care about your university, if the head coach calls you and says, Jayden, man, you're crushing the NFL, listen, I got to get this guy, we need this defensive back. We need him. He's going to be great. He's going to be in the league. You're going to be facing this guy in 3 years, Jayden. He's so good. He wore number 5 in middle school. He wore number 5 in high school. His uncle wore number 5 when he went to college, and the number means a lot to him. Hey, coach, is that going to help the university if you get this guy? Yes, it is. All right, have it. And then that's the other thing that I think about, too, is if I was in the big leagues or the NFL or NBA, I'm going to tell you this right now. The number I have would the amount of money I would charge a kid for the number I have, it would pay for a substantial amount of vacation and off time for me. It would not be a McDonald's dinner. You know what I'm saying? You would feel it. I'd see how much you care about the number when I set the price.
Yeah, and in addition to Joe Burrow coming out the best from this, I think Lane Kiffin also is coming out the best from this controversy. He wasn't part of DJ Pickett's recruitment. He didn't make the promise, but I love that he is sticking firm. He was promised the number. He's gonna wear the number. I think that is coming in to be the head coach. He's got his players back, and he's not going to fold to the pressure of a, I guess, influential alumni that's in the NFL.
Yeah, it's lame. There's no way to come back from it. Him tweeting kind of tells me that he thinks it came off bad, and I think the best thing Lane Kiffin can do is, well, you brought Ed Orgeron back, but anything you can do to silence the Brian Kelly connection to the university right now is the best thing you can do moving forward.
And I will say the memes that have come out of this have been fantastic. One of my favorites was the Department of War is considering adding a 6th side to the Pentagon to be the hexagon because they're afraid of Jayden Daniels suing.
My favorite was the picture of Coach Prime's foot, saying that in respect to Jayden Daniels, he ensured that he did not have 5 toes. That was my favorite.
That's good. That's really good. Oh, man. So moving on to less controversy, Scottie Scheffler, the first round of the FedEx Cup playoffs at the St. Jude it's in Memphis, TPC Southwind, not Crosswind, TPC Southwind. I know, Braxton, this is a tournament in golf course that you've been to. You asked for this on the ticker topic, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Just Scottie in general. Scottie's had and this was I sent you a list of ticker topics. So I don't have a super passionate opinion of this, but it kind of goes into another topic I believe I sent you in jest. So Scottie's had a weird year this year on tour. He won the tournament in takeaway fashion. Won by 8 strokes, 17 under. Second place was 9. He's had a weird year. He also has 2 kids now, and he clearly cares a lot more about. He's more grounded in his faith and family than other people are in sports. And really, I was using this topic as a segue into the impact of life changing as you grow older and mature, and the impact on sports. And really, I was leveraging Scottie Scheffler, the world number 1, to discuss who I think is the world number 1,000, and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and how grotesque.
What a pivot! Where is this going?
This was a deep. I thought about this. This was a deep pivot that I had orchestrated.
Oh boy!
To show that marrying the wrong person can have profound impacts on your professional career. And 2 things, Dan. The great Matt Jones taught me this, and it's one of the few things that he says that I really agree to no end, and I will defend Matt Jones on, is he believes in business and in the world, the 2 most important impressions or lasting impacts you make is your first impression and your last impression. And I think there is a very high probability that given the antics and the things surrounding Travis Kelce and his marriage to Taylor Swift, that his final impression to anyone but a Swiftie is going to be negative to Kansas City, which is deeply rooted in their football culture. And given his already preseason drama that's surrounding him, he's going to end up leaving Kansas City not as beloved by true Kansas City fans as one might believe.
Okay, that's an interesting pivot and prediction from Braxton. Wow, I was not expecting that when we were going to talk Scottie Scheffler. I thought we were going to talk about his switch in drivers for the St. Jude that catapulted him to his 8-stroke victory and remaining number 1 in the FedEx Cup standings going into the BMW Championship. But that was
given my see, and this was also a testament. I wanted to see if Margaret Ann was still listening because I knew she would have comment on this. And if I don't get a comment from Margaret Ann here soon, I'm gonna know that she's not listening anymore. Or Gavin might be commenting for her. But I as someone who's married to a devout Swiftie, I think the whole thing, and I had to call you, and we'll open this up, and hopefully Margaret Ann's listening because I know she'll have opinion, and I'm sure Mackenzie would as well. Just the whole shtick of Travis and Taylor in their off season and him coming back for another year in a waning Kansas City, where I can't help but believe Andy Reid is very tired of the antics. He's wearing his wedding ring. Who wears their wedding band on the sideline? You have the New York posted a story about him showing off his wedding band on the sideline. People are like, "Oh, it's so crazy! A guy's wearing his wedding band on. He's married." Who wears their wedding band when they play football? And Kaylee, fair or foul, said that they wanted to have a private, intimate wedding, but they had it at Madison Square Garden. There's nothing private or intimate about a wedding at Madison Square Garden.
So, Braxton, I'm going to come to producer Kaylee's defense here. I believe the term that she used was discreet, and that was probably used mistakenly, and more meaning private, because it was definitely a private. Like, I have not seen any photographs. They had Madison Square Garden locked up tight. So in that regard, yeah, the wedding of the century was private, but having it at Madison Square Garden in New York, it was not very discreet.
I have a comeback.
Yes, Braxton.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was cooking this up too. I wasn't showing all my cards. I hide my cards.
Okay.
Hard Knocks following the Seattle Seahawks this year.
Yeah. I've been watching.
How is a wedding private when you have players on the Seahawks? Cooper Kupp. Is it Cooper Kupp? Is that who it was? I believe.
No, it was him, and I thought it was someone else. It was someone on the defense. I thought was kind of weird.
Whoever it was, they were talking about how they were invited to the wedding, and they don't even know Travis.
Right.
They don't even know him. So how is a wedding private? As someone who's been married, and how
I think it's not private. No. I think you're confusing discreet and intimate with private.
No, I'm using the word private now, Dan.
Okay. All right.
How can something that's a separate and apart from the word, and a wedding is inherently
apart from the word that you're using?
Hold on. No, listen. A wedding is inherently intimate.
I don't think that wedding was very intimate. It was at a stadium.
The act of marriage is intimate as a profession before God that you're getting married.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Thank you. The idea that it's private, as someone who has set up a guest list for a wedding, is a wedding truly private when you're inviting people you don't have an equally deep, or use the word again, intimate relationship with, and inviting them to the wedding? Is it now a status quo thing? Or is it hey, we're going to have the wedding of the summer. If you're in the league and like you seem like a cool enough guy, you get an invite. Is that really a private wedding, or discreet, as Kaylee used?
I mean, I think we're getting into semantics. I don't think it's discreet. I don't think it's intimate. I mean, the venue itself was a private ceremony. So we're just getting into semantics. But I understand what you're saying.
What are the comments saying?
Okay, so let's see. Mackenzie is saying they wanted private from the common people, not the famous people. And Gavin's retort is also the common folk. So anyone who flies commercial, then, yeah. So basically, that wedding, it was just contributing to global warming and all the emissions from their private jets.
You did not fly into JFK on a Delta flight and go to that wedding. That is true. This is a fact. None of them flew Delta or Spirit or Frontier or American or Alaskan.
I love that. The common folk.
There were no common folk there.
No. Which is funny because I feel like Jason Kelsey and his wife kind of champion themselves as like the common man, the common couple.
Kylie Kelsey met her husband on Tinder. So
That's right. That's right.
He was, yeah. I'm gonna lay it to rest. You know, back to the sports topic. If you want my honest opinion, yes, Travis Kelsey is older. How old is he now? Like 36, 35, 37? He's up
probably
there.
38, 39. And
that's pretty old for a tight end.
Yes.
He looks in terrible shape. That's me throwing stones at a glass house. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not over here. I haven't been able to run since last November. I hear you. You know, I could probably go on a jog and lay off the carbs. I got it. But for him to come back from another year, obviously in hopes of a Super Bowl contention with, you know, Patrick Mahomes coming off an ACL as well. I don't know what he's trying to get out of this. I think his storybook ending would have just been hanging it up, getting married, and going off into, because I believe his body, and this might sound dramatic, but I believe his body is a representation of what he is leaning towards in his life in this new season.
Sure.
He's done being a football player. He's just going to be a normal guy. Just like you see offensive linemen, like Taylor Lewan's a good example. Like these NFL guys who are huge offensive linemen become skinny and like, you know, they get on.
Well, yeah, they don't have to manage like keeping that bulk on. Yeah.
Yeah. So they transition. I think his body is in the middle of a transition, which honestly, if I was an owner or a head coach, would give me hesitation as his commitment to the season. And why am I adding stock and financial value to a piece of the puzzle?
I mean, does he get any leeway as like a veteran? Like, you know, like Shaq would play his way into shape. I mean, the NBA season's a long season. Playoffs are series. They're long. So he could afford to do that. But does Travis Kelsey, like the fact that Pat Mahomes he's not going to be back for the start of the season, like, he get any leeway in his veteran status and playing his way into shape?
Well, Mahomes is 30, not, you know.
No, I'm talking about Travis Kelsey. And that's part of the calculus that like Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be like those. They're probably out of those games anyways if Patrick Mahomes isn't playing.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. So once Patrick Mahomes is back, Travis Kelsey, you know, maybe gets back into playing shape by whatever week 3, week 4.
Sure. You know, I just the whole shtick. I'm just over it. I'm ready for transition. I'm ready for all these Swifties who become Kansas City fans. Like, it's just, and I love and know a lot of them, and that's fine. Thankfully, Kaylee is still like, you know, yearning over. She's really split between New England and Tampa Bay, which is fine as long as she doesn't. If she utters the words Kansas City to me, yeah, I just can't do it.
Just can't do it. So our last topic, Braxton, this is good. We're coming up on the hour mark, and I think this is. I mean, right now in post World Cup, dog days of summer, college football and NFL hasn't started. Little League World Series hasn't started. I feel like WNBA is dominating the headlines, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, it's dominating for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
You know, so we talked about the Los Angeles Chargers earlier, and today, Coach Harbaugh and McDaniel, they came out wearing their shirts to say everyone watches women's sports. I don't feel like I need to predicate this, but as a father of 3 girls, do not get mistaken in the idea that I don't fully support women in sports. Fully support it. The issue is with the WNBA right now is any reason people are discussing the WNBA is not because of the play on the court.
Yep.
And what's also upsetting is yes, you have people, Enos Freedom, Cantor comes out and says he's declaring for the WNBA draft. Another guy declares, or another NBA guy declares for the WNBA draft. They're trying to drive a wedge in their inclusiveness of transgender community, whatever. But concurrently with that, you have these inner dramas between the teams, and it's all kind of centered around the Indiana Fever.
Well, it's all driven by Caitlin Clark
and Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah.
And outside of Caitlin Clark, who I believe the more conservative crowd is like really trying to get her to come out and be like one of us, where Sophie Cunningham kind of has softly, like a soft launch Sophie Cunningham.
Well,
Caitlin Clark.
It's not overt, but she's on
more
UFC ring girl. Like, yeah.
Caitlin is more of just like, hey, I just want to play basketball.
She wants to play ball.
And the issue, and there's no issue with either of them. You can be, pro one side, and still play basketball. Their head coach is a hot mess express, Dan.
Yeah, she can't, like, she just can't do anything right. It sounds like.
After the Sophie Cunningham, Asia, I think it was Asia
Carrington, yeah.
After that foul situation, she comes out and she defends Asia, not her own player.
Did you see the body language from Caitlin Clark during that interview?
Bad. She later rebuts and says, hey, when I made the comments, I wouldn't have made the comments if I had saw the replay. Okay, well, if you hadn't saw the replay, maybe don't comment. And maybe the default should always be to defend your player no matter what.
Right.
Because you can always survive the locker room when you defend your player. Even if you're in the wrong, you defended your player. But then she goes on the second press conference after that. She goes on a tirade about how everyone else are causing these issues. It's not the play on the court. It's not her players. It's the Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and conservatives, and they're causing the trauma. But you know what? Love will win. Being nice will win. Kindness will win. All this great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then she finishes her press conference with, and if you don't think that, then go to hell. And it's like, sweetheart, I love you. I see what you're doing. But you can't say all these very nice, like culminating, bring us together things, and then say, but you know what? Go to hell. She needs
to get a new like PR publicist, or the
PR
Fever need to get someone new.
And and here's the truth of the matter, and this isn't political at all. I'm pretty apolitical when it comes to sports because I really don't care if you are the biggest left or right person. If you are good, and especially if you play for my team, I don't care. I don't care what you're into. But the Indiana Fever need to recognize that they have lightning in a bottle with their roster.
Mm-hmm.
The Indiana Fever basketball team in Indianapolis, which is a state that loves basketball, they have the best opportunity to grow the WNBA. They are not going to be able to grow the WNBA if they maintain the current positions they hold, especially with the head coach in charge. They need to do their best to find a regiment that maybe brings Sophie Cunningham in and say, hey, Sophie, just like Caitlin, let's just play basketball, because they want reactions left or right. But their head coach is getting in the way of that, and I don't think she survives this season.
They're playing well. So, I mean, at least they'll play on the court. But as far as, the soft skill stuff, and it is disappointing, like you said, that it's dominating the headlines for, things that are more politically charged. In case in point, I think it was Friday night. It was Dallas Wings against the Indiana Fever. It was two former number one picks. I would say the young faces of the WNBA in Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. I feel like that should have been, the basketball should have been covered much more. And Caitlin Clark, I believe she had a double-double in that game. And her and another, not Sophie Cunningham, but another teammate are on pace to break, I think they're tied for the single season record in teammates having double-double in the same game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And that's the thing that, like, people need to realize, like, everyone watches women's sports. Yeah, women's sports can be, there's clearly a, I don't even want to say talent, but physical difference.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier in the show, not even thinking about this topic, not even setting it up, I enjoy the Little League softball World Series.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, they're good.
Those
Even
girls are
honestly,
showing-
like the college softball World Series,
I think I've said on the show before, one of my core memories is we always seem to go on our like beach vacations during the college softball World Series.
Mhm.
And I had zero interest. My mom can attest. I had zero interest in going and laying out on the beach. I wanted to be in the hotel room watching Florida play Oklahoma in the College World Series.
Yeah.
Like I thought it because softball is so fast paced and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
have you seen any of the new women's professional baseball league?
that's the national anthem. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. It was like what the like original Rockford Peach from like a League of Their Own.
Yeah. It's an ad, a prominent ad I'm getting on a lot of my sports podcasts I listen to, and
I mean, I'll probably get crucified for saying this, but like the product just wasn't good. Like they're throwing in, they look like almost like ephuses, like coming in at like high 60s, like mid 70s from 60.6, and it's just it wasn't very fun baseball to watch.
No, and the inverse of that is even they had the professional softball league and even like high level college softball. When they throw the softball between 68 to 79 miles per hour, the equivalent to that of a baseball would be 95 miles per hour.
Yeah, exactly. Like from that whatever it's 40 feet,
which is a super competitive, like super hard to hit. And it's but the same thing. I think Kaylee has told me about like. One of the things that grew her away from softball as a kid was her playing baseball instead of softball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine. I think it's completely fair for girls to have their own league, and I think it can be fun. And I think that going back closing out the WNBA topic, just keep it about the sport itself. And don't play into the outside noise.
And I think like my comment, like, yeah, sure. Like having I think a League of Their Own, like that was awesome. Like that movie. And during World War II, when the Major League Baseball players either enlisted or commissioned or were drafted to go fight in Europe and Japan, that was great. But like this league, I guess like what I'm trying to say is like the expectation should not be to compete or get the same viewership as like even like minor league baseball or like college summer league baseball, because like the product, like it's just it's a different game that is not, I would say, like the best for watching on TV.
No, and some things translate better than in person. And it's all about marketing. It comes down to marketing, which I know we're about to close out, but speaking of tires, if you watch season 3 of Tires, which
that's Kaylee right. Yeah, this is our last topic. Your show, Netflix, Braxton's hot take that Tires is the greatest show ever.
Dude, I love Tires so much. I was cackling laughing at season 3 last night. I already finished season 3. If Gavin's still watching, he can comment.
I gotta watch Tires. Shane Gillis. How long are the episodes? Like it's pretty easy to rip through.
22 minutes. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I breezed through the whole. There's 12 episodes for the season 3. I watched them all in like 2 nights.
Okay.
They're great. And the backdrop of it, they have their script. They have full scripts for each episode, and they have their lines that they have to get in there to carry on the story. But Shane's gone on an interview and said that, they have to get in their lines. They have to carry on the story. But the rest is just them ripping. And he hired people in the show that he was friends with from Pennsylvania. So like the people weren't famous. Like the guy who plays his cousin in the show as the store like manager, like he was essentially a nobody. And then Shane gave him this break, and he's gone on to like say how like he finally got money in his life, and the first thing he did was buy a golf club membership because he loved golf and he wanted to go to golf somewhere. Like it's really humble beginning type stuff, and the comedy's not for everyone. I don't think Kaylee thinks this is as funny as I do, but I was dying laughing at almost every episode, like genuine laughing. It's very easy watch, and I really recommend everyone to watch it. Shane Gillis I think he's the funniest person of our generation.
I need a new comedy, so I'm going to put that in the queue.
I can tell you right now, if I were you and I had no other responsibilities and like I could just watch a show, I could watch all 3 seasons, and I don't know what the total time allotment would be, but I could do it all in 2 nights.
All right. So
I rewatched season 1 and season 2 in like a night, getting ready for season 3.
So Lou's recommendation, Tires, now streaming on Netflix, seasons 1 through 3. No free ads. We are not sponsored by Netflix. If they want to pick up our pod, that would be wonderful.
Just like what I take.
So we are, at an hour 7, perfect timing, Braxton. We had a fun time with the spinning the wheel of little boys baseball teams. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Memo Patsy, for making it to the end. We appreciate you more than ever. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, and we cannot wait to be back next week with an awesome episode.
Yeah, stay tuned next week. But before then, make sure on Spotify, YouTube, you subscribe, like, download, and share. Have a great week, everyone.